What is going on, everyone? Today is Sunday, September 21st. We are live for week 3 in the NFL season. We have our Sunday slate, a whole bunch of 1 o'clock games, some 4 o'clock games we're going to get into, and then obviously Sunday night football like we do each and every week. No Ace and Mackie this week. A beat coming back on this time for our Sunday live stream. Going to give you guys some picks. He started the season on fire, up over 7 units, hitting a couple of those parlays and some nice touchdown scores there with Amika Buka early on in the season. That was a big hit for you. I think you hit on that twice. So starting the season strong, looking to keep things rolling. We're going to get right into week 3. Ace not here to defend his Patriots, hiding again. I said it last week. Steelers at Patriots. Steelers are favorited here. 1.5 point spread. Over under at 44.5. Steelers money line minus 125. Patriots plus 105. A beak. I want to know what you think about this game. We know which way I'm going to be going here. I'm curious to hear what you think about this game.
This is a critical game for Pittsburgh. Even though they're 1-1, they got an international trip next week to play the Vikings. So they definitely don't want to be 1-3 going into their bye week. So this is honestly a must win for them, even though they're only 1-1. Aaron Rodgers looked like a 41-year-old last week with some good plays, but it's imperative that he plays well this week to compensate for the lack of defense that's going on right now in Pittsburgh. But
Mhm.
I'm expecting a close game. Either side could win this game, but I'm going to roll with the Steelers to in a get right week.
Yeah, I agree. I think I definitely think it helps the Patriots that this game is at home. Their defense has been looking good with the pressure rates. Barrymore, I'm blanking on the other guy. Milton Williams and Harold Landry have been great players for them to start the season on the defensive side of the ball. No Christian Gonzalez again this week. That's big for my Steelers. Look for DK Metcalf to get involved early and often. I am taking the Steelers here to win this game. Minus 122, I saw as the best price. I think it was on FanDuel, so make sure you look around. I'll be on the Steelers money line today. I think the defense gets back and has their first kind of step up Pittsburgh Steeler football style game from the defensive standpoint. The over under at 44.5. I think it could be close to that, but I would lean on the under. I think this will be a 23-17 Steelers win. But we will move to our second game on the slate, an NFC matchup, NFC powerhouse matchup. If you ask me, 2-0 versus 2-0 in Philadelphia. We have the Los Angeles Rams heading to Philly to take on the Eagles. Eagles are a 3.5 point home favorite, over under at 44.5. Eagles money line minus 190, Rams plus 155. I am on the Rams here, plus 3.5. I don't know if I'm going to end up carding this. I like the plus 3.5. I think if they lose this game, and that's an if, I think there's a good chance they win this game at plus 155. But my pick is going to be the plus 3.5. I think if they lose the game, it'll fall within a field goal, and I just think it's a little bit too many points. If this was 2.5, I could see this be a 3-point Eagles win. Wouldn't be shocked if the Rams win it outright. I love what they're doing with Nakua, Devontae Adams, and I'm a big Kyron Williams guy. And then obviously Matt Stafford leading the way, a guy that's been there, done that, and a very young, potent defense that's going to be able to get after this Eagles offense. Obviously, they have the greatest offensive line, so this is going to be a great matchup, a great 1 o'clock game. I wish this was Sunday Night Football instead of the one that we have, but yeah, Rams Eagles at 1 o'clock. A beak. Who are you going with?
This game is a lot different than what we saw in January. Philadelphia lost pieces, the Rams gained pieces. I feel like if the Rams can control Saquon Barkley, because Saquon tore them up last year twice, and make Jalen Hurts win the game for them this week, it could go a long way towards deciding who wins. I'm going to take the Eagles though, even as the home favorites, but wouldn't surprise me in the least if the Rams won because they limited Saquon.
Yeah, we got some fantasy questions coming in here. Herbert or May this week? Herbert going against Denver, May going against the Steelers. Obviously, the Steelers defense hasn't been known for that. I still would go with Herbert. He's been Mr. Consistent, kind of has that swagger this year. I think he's a good start. I streamed him I'm in a 6-person league. It's kind of a joke, but I'm in it for work. But I had Burrow, so I had to pick somebody up, and Herbert's sitting right there. I was like, this is exactly why I didn't draft a quarterback early, but couple other ones here: Ridley, Keenan Allen, Diggs, or Cup. That's a Who would you go there? Maybe Ridley? I don't know. I guess Ridley going against a Colts in a divisional game, I would look at maybe that. Herbert or Goff, I'd go Lions against the Ravens. I'd probably go Herbert there. Herbert's at home. Couple other. We'll get to a few more of these. Kenneth Walker, Kamara. Kenneth Walker going against these two teams going against each other. I didn't realize that. I'd go Kenneth Walker. I think that Seahawks defense is going to be pretty stingy up there at home. But we'll get to some of these other games. Our next game on the slate here is going to be the Houston Texans at the Jacksonville Jaguars, a divisional matchup in the AFC South. Texans are getting 1.5 points on the road, over under at 43.5. Texans money line plus 105 on the road. Jags minus 125 at home here. I am taking the Texans in this game plus the 1.5 points. I think I got 2 or 1.5. I can't remember which one I locked in. I haven't looked at the slip since I locked it in. I think it was Friday afternoon. But getting the Texans plus the 2 points, I'm going to take the points. The plus 105 isn't enticing enough. I'll take the 1.5 or 2 points, whatever it is, in case some fluke shit happens. But I just don't see this Texans team starting out 0-3. I think the Jaguars are getting a little too much hype. We haven't really seen it from Brian Thomas Jr., Travis Hunter, their leading receiver, ETN, really the only one that's kind of looking like, a resurgence down there for him in the backfield. He looks great. Trevor Lawrence, we know what he's capable of. I think, he's a good quarterback, serviceable, above average, however you want to view that. But I just don't have this Texans team starting 0-3, and for that reason, I'm going to take them plus the points in a divisional matchup. Abik, what do you think?
Um, these two teams have been more of the surprising teams, I guess, in the sense of like expectations. And through 3 weeks, I would not have expected the Colts to be the best team in that conference right now. But like you said, the Texans can't be 0-3, so I would take the Texans as well.
Yeah, I agree. I think this will be a tight game. The over under sitting at 43.5. I think if anything, I would go over that. But divisional matchup, I usually stay away from overs in that kind of spot there. But into the 4 o'clock slate, we go with another divisional matchup in the AFC West. Chargers laying 3 points at home. Chargers -3 is plus 100. Over under at 46, and Chargers money line minus 155. Broncos plus 130. Um, which way you leaning here in a divisional matchup out there at SoFi Stadium? These 1-1 Denver Broncos and the 2-0 Chargers. The Chargers look like world beaters in the AFC. What are you thinking here?
Chargers could go a long way towards winning the AFC West this week with 3 divisional wins, but I'm expecting Denver to bounce back because last week was just a fluke, 60-yard aggressive field goal block to lose the game on a leverage penalty. But I would expect Denver to keep it close and possibly pull the upset at home again. Not at home, but on the road against the Chargers.
Yeah, we got some other fantasy or some other questions coming in here. Let me get to some of these. Should I start Chase Brown or Javonte? Chase Brown going against the Vikings. No Burrow there. Javonte going against the Bears. Who would you go with there?
Javonte against the Bears.
I was thinking the same thing. I have him in my one league. I'm going with him. Ricky Pearsall or Marvin Harrison, both going head to head now. When I'd go Marvin Harrison. Let's see, and choose one: Hubbard, Hollywood Brown, Bill, or Ridley.
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one there. But Chiefs going against the Giants in that game. We'll get into that. That is our next game on the slate. Perfect segue into this, where the Kansas City Chiefs are heading to the Giants to take on New York and the Giants. The Chiefs are laying 6 points on the road. Over under is 45, and even 45. Chiefs -300 on the money line. Giants plus 240. Which way do you lean on this Sunday night football game of Beak?
As much as I want to say the Giants, the NFL ain't letting their golden boy go in 3. So I think the Chiefs will win. It's going to be close because the Chiefs have shown they can't blow anybody out right now, even against the bottom feeder teams. But I can trust the Giants to keep it within 6 points. But Chiefs should get their first win today because if they don't, they could be 0-4 next week as they play the Ravens to finish out September.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I just lean on the Chiefs to win this game. I don't like the 6 points either way. Chiefs aren't known for covering these spreads. They haven't been, in a spot like this. The Giants coming off of that game against Cowboys where Russ looked great. Malik Neighbors looks like a legit top five, top three quarterback or wide receiver in this league. Russ obviously in the top with passing yards, so they're able to move the ball with that offense that they have. The defense is what everyone expected for the Giants, hasn't really kind of woken up, similar to my Steelers. Maybe in the prime time they'll get something going over there in the Meadowlands, but I lean on the Chiefs to win this game. I don't really have a play on this one. I don't like this Sunday night matchup. This is why I wish they could flex Sunday night games and Monday night games a lot, because we have a great Monday night game for tomorrow in week 3, but not a great one on Sunday night. We have some great games this afternoon though. The Rams and Eagles. I think obviously, my Steelers going there. Texans, Jags, a bunch of divisional matchups. Broncos, Chargers, just a few that we got into. And then Cowboys, Bears, another one in the 4 o'clock slate that we didn't get a chance to go over. But yeah, I'm going to pull up our team parlay for the week. And then a beak, if you have your mortal lock, if you made a pick, I have me and aces here. That we can get into those next. But our parlay for the week, no one going with an anytime touchdown score here. So this is all money lines. We are going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the money line over the New York Jets. Ace going with Kansas City Chiefs on the money line against the Chargers or against the Giants. And I am going with the Seattle Seahawks on the money line against the New Orleans Saints. A simple 3-legger plus 132. Looking to get back in the win column after taking an L last week. Starting the year strong on the parlays, 1-0. And then getting back to we took an L last week. I think we missed our last leg there, but yeah. Abik, do you have a mortal lock? Do you want me to go through me and aces first, and then you could go through yours?
Yeah, you guys can go through yours first.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So me and Ace, I'll go through Aces first. He's going with a Jonathan Taylor anytime touchdown minus 170, laying the juice on Jonathan Taylor, who has been very good this year. I think he will get in on another divisional matchup there in Tennessee with the 2-0 Colts heading to the Titans there. I'm excited for that one. But I'm going with another divisional matchup. I talked about this one, the Houston Texans plus 1.5. I released this one on Friday on our Twitter, so hopefully you're following us there. Hit the books _pod. Texans plus 1.5, plus 101 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. That is my mortal lock of the week. Favorite pick on the card.
Okay. My mortal lock of the week is actually going to be 2 people. It's going to be Derrick Henry anytime against the Lions and CeeDee Lamb today against the Bears.
I like that. Two good anytime touchdowns. We have a lot of people asking anytime touchdown scores, stuff like that. So there's some of our favorites going there. Let's see if there's any last minute questions in the chat. See if I can get these pulled up. Let's see. And make sure, obviously, wherever you're watching, leave a like, comment, share, subscribe. We appreciate everything. You can catch all of our official plays on hitthebooks.pod on Instagram, hitthebooks _pod on Twitter. Give us a follow, Hit the Book Sports on TikTok and YouTube. We appreciate it. And leave us a like, follow, share, subscribe, wherever, repost. We appreciate it. Trying to get this chat pulled back up to see if we have anything back up here. Yeah, send us all your top plays. Let us know what you're going with. DM us any questions you got, any last minute fantasy questions, plays you're going with, any questions you got, stuff like that. We appreciate it. And we will see you guys next week for week 4 in the NFL. Abik, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it on the last minute.